Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Baharakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone to teach and rule well, and peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, pushing this gospel amongst the four winds with truth and sincerity. To you, I say Shalom. All right, this is your brother Paratham. Quick lesson going into Luke, the 14th chapter. This is the parable of the marriage feast, right? Hey, and this lesson basically, hey, the affairs of this life, our family, our finances, our jobs, these things. When it comes to the Lord, man, these things don't matter. The Lord giveth and he taketh away. Hey, naked out of my womb I came, and naked shall I return. Right, roughly paraphrasing the words of Job. Right, we are to be in a broken and contrite spirit. Seeking the Lord 10 times more, man. Trying to earn our, the elect are predestinated, Lord willing. But we are to put on as the elect, the hopeful elect. All right, we're prisoners of hope here, man. Our hope is in the Lord, not in this world. All right, so Lord willing, this lesson's edifying. We're going to jump right into it. All right, this is Luke 14 in verse 16. It says, Then said he, Yahweh Shai, unto him, a certain man made a great supper and bade many. And I'm going to read it in the NLT. Right, it sounds a little more better, make a little more sense. It says, a man prepared a great feast and sent out many invitations. When the banquet was ready, he sent his servant to tell the guests, Come, the banquet is ready. But they all began making excuses. One said, I just bought a field and must inspect it. Please excuse me. Another said, I just bought 5 pairs of oxen and I want to try them out. Please excuse me. Another one said, I have a wife, so I can't come. Right? These are all excuses that apply today. Right? You might have just bought some land. Okay, hey, you might have oxen, but you might have just bought some land, bought some houses that you got to tend to. Right? Many have fell out the truth for women. Continuing. Verse 21, the servant returned and told his master what they had said. And his master was furious and said, Go quickly into the streets and to alleys of the town and invite the poor and crippled and blind and the lame. And the servant had done this, and he reported, There is still more room. There is still room for more. So his master said, Go out into the country lanes and behind the hedges and urge anyone you can find to come, so that the house will be full. For none of those I first invited will even get the smallest taste of my banquet. A large crowd was following Yahweh Shai. He turned around and said unto them, If you want to be my disciple, you must hate everyone else. By comparison, your father, your mother, your wife, and your children, your brothers and your sisters, yes, even your own life. Otherwise, you cannot be my disciple. Right? Because your family, scriptures, and I gotta grab that. Let me grab that real quick. What's that? Foes. Shalakia, bear with me. They gonna do this to me. Matthew 10. Right to the point. Matthew 10 and 36. Let's just jump up. We'll start at 35. 34. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth, but I am not come to send peace, but a sword. For I am come to set at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter against her mother-in-law. Right? It says, and a man's foe shall be they of his own household. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. Right? Taking up that cross, bearing the indignation of the Lord. Right? Going against the grain of society, man. Working out our own salvation with fear and trembling. All right? Rehearsing the righteous acts, making our calling and election sure. Putting on as the elect, man. Right? Fearing the Lord and keeping his commandments to the best of our ability. Taking up that cross. It says our foes are going to be a man's foes should be they of his own household. So they already hate us. It's just a matter of the Lord turning that switch on. Oh yeah, he be preaching. He preaches the name Yahweh Shai. Yup, that's him. They gonna be the first ones to backdoor you if they not of that fold. So we are our family. Our family is the brotherhood. Who is my father? And it's probably in the same. Matthew 12 and 50. Start up. And I'm just giving this context, Akim Salakia. It's Matthew 12 and 47. Then one said unto him, Behold, thy mother and thy brethren stand without, desiring to speak with thee. But he answered, Yahweh Shai answered and said unto them that told him, Who is my mother, and who are my brethren? And stretched forth his hand toward his disciples, and said, Behold, my mother and my brethren. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father, which is in heaven, is the same as my mother and my sister and my brother. Right? Because the brothers that fear the Lord like you do, Lord willing, we are enduring to the end. That's your true family. We're united in Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Shai. Right? The Lord brought us together, man. It was his will. Because if we are of that number, we've done this in every life, past life, prior to this one. We've done it. Right, so we know that the banquet is the kingdom. The man envisioned the kingdom, but he didn't understand what it took, to have it, sharing it, what it took to get there. And these people, right? Let's go back. The first one said, I bought a field, I must inspect it. Verse 19, the second one said, I just bought 5 pairs of oxen and I want to try them out. The third one said, I just got a wife. Like, I can't come now. I got a wife. I gotta do my part. This, that, and the third. These people turned down the invitation to the banquet, aka the kingdom, because the timing was inconvenient. And this still applies today in regards to the affairs of all of our individual lives. There's brothers that's falling out, for women, for their family, for maybe just bought a house, got land now and been tending to the land. And our balance might not be righteous. So they always tired and they're not giving the Lord his due offering first. Right? So that eventually leads to what? We're putting off to our duties. All right, we're resisting the Lord's call. Every time that spirit jump on you to pray and go into a lesson and study, man, you drop everything you doing and lock in, because the spirit is literally like the wind. But often folks resist that and they put it off like, I'm going to do it tomorrow. You know what I mean? Justifying the excuses to make them sound reasonable to us, whether it's work, family, or finances, man. All right, let me get James real quick. Putting that off. That's how that goes. Oh, yeah. James 4. It's James 4 and 13. Go to now, ye that say today or tomorrow we will go into such a city and continue there a year and buy and sell and get gain. Or Or what? Or oh nah, I take you up on that invitation after I get done handling my affairs at the house, my wife, setting her in place, the kids. Now I'ma holler at you after I get done tending to my field or trying the oxen out that I just bought. Right? Verse 14, whereas ye know not what shall be on the morrow. For what is your life? It is even a vapor that appeareth for a little while, for a little time, and then vanisheth away. For that ye ought to say, if the Lord will, we shall live and do this or that. But now ye rejoice in your boastings, and all such rejoicing is evil. Therefore to him that knoweth to do good and doeth it not, to him is